Decided to move back home after 20 years. But when I got here, regarding the cannabis industry, nobody was talking.
No. Welcome to StaffBuffalo's Pain Points Podcast.
Welcome to the next episode of the Pain Points Podcast. I have Steve McMorrow from BC and the Buffalo Cannabis Network, and we're chatting today about all things cannabis. So thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So then, can you tell me a little bit about your career? So like, how did you even get into cannabis? Can you tell me about your boomerang, how you left Buffalo, came back, what you did, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, how much time you got?
I got time.
This
is long form, so we're good.
20 years I was gone from Buffalo. So how it kind of started was I moved away from Buffalo for a lot of, how a lot of people do, is just, I got to see more. Yeah. Because we're a small city. It's like 275,000 people in the city. I just wanted to see more when I was younger, when I was about 20, and I got into the film industry. So eventually, on my way down to the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, went to film school, moved out to LA, and kind of went that route for a couple years. Then I quickly found out I didn't like show business. I like movies.
Like the whole Hollywood lifestyle,
yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the business part of show business. So moved out of there and eventually made my way to Colorado because it was actually the documentary Weed that they put on CNN with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Yes.
Right, so I'm epileptic.
Okay.
I had never touched cannabis till I was about 30 years old. And it was because I started watching this thing and they were talking about using CBD for epilepsy. Now, I don't use it for epilepsy.
Yeah.
In fact, CBD can actually interact with some of my medication, so I don't do a lot of high CBD stuff.
Yes.
But that really triggered oh wow, this is something that I didn't learn in the DARE program, right? This is something that was not taught to me.
Yeah.
And so it started to open up my eyes. And again, I've never touched cannabis. I never really interacted with the plant too much, but I started doing a deep dive. And I don't grow, I don't do any of that. But I said, okay, well, how can I help this industry? Because it seemed to help a lot of others. And so I started a company, Cannabis Clean. This was 2014 in North Carolina. I was starting to put together cleaning and disinfection products for growers.
Cool.
Just kind of happened upon some really unique cleaning products, chlorine dioxide and antimicrobial things to kind of prevent mold and mildew growing. Yeah. So I started selling that to growers.
That's so interesting.
Remotely, but I moved out to Colorado in 2014 to do so and start up the company where we could do cleaning disinfection for grow rooms. So they would harvest, we'd go in.
Niche. That's so cool.
Scrub down tables, spray disinfectant and sanitizers and things like that.
Just get ready for the next kind of round. Yep.
Yeah. So we did that as well as offer janitorial services because in Colorado, you had to be badged to go into and working within the dispensaries and anywhere. You always had to have a badge and they ran a background check. So what we did is we offered badged employees to go clean facilities. So we would do that. And I did that from about 2014 to 2019 or so. And it was just, didn't get enough traction, had to sell the business, right? To somebody who, was able to kind of take it more. And so I sold the cleaning company 1 year before 2020.
Oh.
Yeah. Right? So it's that story of you should have kept going.
I could have.
Yeah.
That would have been a wild ride.
Oh yeah. So I was getting calls from people saying, "Hey, you still doing that cleaning thing?" Because I had all the commercial equipment that you were seeing.
Yes.
I had it all and sold it all.
Oh.
A year before. But when I got out of Cannabis Clean, I started working for Thrive Agritech.
Yeah.
So we sell LED lighting to the industry, like large scale commercial cultivation lighting, and I've been really happy working with them. And 2021 came, I started to say, you know what, I kind of want to go back home. I was having my third kid. I talked to my boss and said, hey, everybody's working remotely. Can I work remotely in New York? It's going to be going legal anyway, or it had just started to. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So I decided to move back home after 20 years. But when I got here, regarding the cannabis industry, nobody was talking.
No.
Nobody had a North Star to go to kind of get information and things. I mean, they can Google a lot of stuff.
But you can't too, because then things get shadow banned and stuff. So it's you can until you can't.
Yeah, exactly. So I noticed that right away when I came from an area where they were having a lot of events, and cannabis events and things like that.
And it's welcomed. It's not scary.
Yeah.
Not they're in the back room.
Yeah, exactly. where today here, it's still talked about in hushed tones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, And then I think soccer games and everything.
I was even saying, like, it's kind of funny. Like, I went to a barbecue over the weekend, and I bring a bottle of Prosecco, and I'm like, but why can't I bring a joint?
Right.
Why can't I be like, here you go?
Well, I've started bringing like heirlooms or something like that. Like I'm just like, no, this is what I'm to be.
Yeah, because it's like, here you go. It's almost, you bring fruit if you eat fruit.
Yeah.
Bring wine if you drink wine. And then it's like, well, here's cannabis.
Well, I think it's on us. The onus is on us to be able to
start doing it.
To just start doing it.
Yeah.
We gotta create that new norm.
Just like, here you go. And make it like me. Oh, yeah. Maybe like little, like, it looks like a candle. Here's a housewarming gift.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we need to kind of push forward with that.
I like it, yeah.
And so that was also why I started with the events. I started doing just coffee and networking.
Yep.
2 or 3 people would come.
Which is great too, because you're hitting people. I know I'm jumping ahead, but you're hitting people at different times of the day too, which is
yes. Yeah. So we kind of initially we were doing coffee and networking. It was just like, let's get together. We need to talk because people buy from people. People need that connection.
Especially in this industry too.
And especially coming out of COVID. So I said, we need to get people together, and especially Buffalo. People love getting together. The community's big. So we started doing coffee and networking. And then somebody said, at one point, why don't we do a happy hour? I was like, all right, whatever. I'm totally for that. And I was really on board because I wanted to support local businesses because the cannabis industry is actually pulling from bars and restaurants.
It is.
Because people aren't consuming beer and liquor and stuff.
Especially once again after COVID. Like we used to go out all the time, and then everything hard stopped changed, and then now people are like, well, or I can just sit in my backyard.
Yeah, so there's that. There's more younger people are not consuming liquor as much or alcohol, and so I just thought it would be a good act of faith to say, all right, well, let's bring these events and go show some love to the bars and restaurants because they're actually losing out to us, like the cannabis industry.
Yeah, that's the best of both worlds too. It's like, hey, let's socialize, have a few drinks, have some cannabis, hang out, socialize with other people that enjoy it.
Exactly. Go smoke outside. We're drinking here, kind of conversating with people. So that's where it started to snowball, and people were coming together more and more, which was great because it was all about just connecting with one another.
And that's how I originally started getting involved too. Once I started going to the happy hours, and I was like, "You got a babysitter."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You kind of look like people would use it as like a night out.
Well, because especially during COVID, it was like, oh, there is something to go to, and it was very it's very low stress too. Like you can show up for a half hour, you can stay for 3 hours. Usually, I ended up in the latter.
Yeah, exactly. We stayed away a little bit from what you'd see with like a BNI group or something where you'd go there in the morning. It's like you would give your 30-second and you.
There's no forced networking.
Right, where that's fine for some things. And even with our coffee networking, we didn't really want to do that too much because, I don't know, there's groups for that. We wanted to be a little bit more low-key and just communal. So that's why, same thing with the events at night, we get DJs, we kind of hold them we're doing one at Buffalo at the end of the month, so pool club, and we're doing a dispensary showcase. So we just gave free tables to all of this, like a bunch of dispensaries.
Yeah. You're like, come show everybody.
Like that way the public can come and maybe somebody's kind of curious, but they're a little bit, they're a little bit weary about going into a dispensary because they don't know things. So people might be a little, standoffish, and it's like, well, come out and meet your local bud tenders, meet your local dispensaries. So that's what we kind of
demystify it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not scary.
It's not, yeah.
So we're doing those kind of events, and it's all about just bringing people together. I mean, that's everything. That's community, and that's how you build a economy the right way.
Now, what kind of like pain points have you had along the way of even building the community or connecting with the community, or is really just even in New York in general? I mean, there's probably a ton of pain points along the way.
I think the pain points with New York are confusion.
Oh, yeah.
People don't know.
Yeah.
Talk to a lot of people in the general public, and I'm to this day, they still ask me, hey, can you give me some gummies or something? Go to the store. Like, just go get it. It's like a
grocery store. It's like a liquor store. It's like any store. It's a retail store. Go ahead. And talk to your local bud tender. They will tell you.
Engage, right?
Don't take that if you want to stay up.
Right. So they don't know. That was kind of a pain point, is that a lot of people didn't know. And I'd have to explain to them because they usually either have their own business or they work with somebody who said, you guys can service this industry as well. No matter who you are. This is a regular industry. So, but they didn't know like how far along it was. Unless you know, you don't. And
Well, I thought I would have to get like a separate bank account, but it's not. That's not how it works for the ancillary businesses.
No.
But it does for the cannabis industry. So it's very like knowing how you can help, what you can help with, where you're overstepping, understepping, that kind of stuff is a little bit of a.
Yeah, exactly.
dance.
And, God is in the details, but the details aren't that clear.
Yes, at all. Like you said, confusion.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. So that's been the main area, or pain point area for trying to get people together, because maybe they think, oh, well, that's not for me. That's not for my business. I'm like, well, yeah, you are. I mean, that's for every business. It could be a concrete company. It's like, well, new dispensaries coming on, they're going to need construction and things like that. So that's where
they need a parking lot.
They need everything.
Yes.
They need an electrician. They need
security. They need plumbing. They need the whole build out. I mean, any kind of construction whatsoever, and it needs to be done right too. And then they also need all the security, any kind of the.
Exactly. Anything.
Everything.
So that's where it's getting that message out to people, trying to figure out being shadow banned because you can't say cannabis, So those are the little pain points that I think everybody kind of goes through, but that's why we just try to blast it out and try to go word of mouth and have events, put them out there as much as possible to get people together.
Yeah, and definitely join the email list at Buffalo Cannabis Network, and definitely sign up. It's at least once a month for the evening ones. How often for the coffee?
We do 2 events per month. So it's one
morning,
coffee and one in the morning, one in the evening. We mainly do end of the month Wednesdays, because they're usually every Wednesday, or every event is on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Coffee is usually the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month we kind of kick it off with a industry night, we're calling them. So it's kind of happy hour.
Yeah. And now, what benefits do you offer organizations, let's say ancillary organizations, that want to be part of it and that want to join the community? What kind of benefits do you offer as the network?
As the network, it's really kind of the inroad into the industry, and a lot of connections with people who are starting up businesses and who are either already in it and are looking for somebody who might need an insurance company, who might need that plumber or something, or electrician. I've already done those introductions. I wouldn't do that introduction because I wouldn't know about that person unless they were in the community.
Yes.
So that's kind of the biggest part. So we can offer some sponsorships, help with marketing with people. Like I said, sitting down with a company such as yourself and talking about somebody's company and then putting it into our network gives people a voice in an industry that they might not really have it. But also we offer a lot of education, right, for people in the industry to clear up those confusion pain points within the industry. So it's really being part of an ecosystem.
And it's constantly evolving too.
Yep.
So there's always going to be a new regulation that we need to wonder if it actually got pushed into law, or if it's just kind of pending and all that kind of stuff, which is a huge help, because once again, if you're in the community, you're in the know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we do a lot of different events and things like that to just really kind of be beneficial to any of our members that actually come in, because what we start and end with every meeting the board and I have is, how can we do something to benefit members, right? We're not trying to just line our pockets and things like that with like events and sponsorships, but it only works if it's beneficial to the community. And with a community this small in Buffalo, all things considering, especially the industry, because right now the industry is the smallest it'll ever be.
Teeny tiny.
So you have to do right by people. So the key is, okay, every event, how do we benefit the people that are actually coming? So those will always change, doing different panel discussions and spotlights for members and things like that to really showcase who's there and what people can provide.
Now, what has been kind of your favorite or your highlights that you've gone and done through the Buffalo Cannabis Network? Are there like specific events, highlights, or like anything that people got really excited to come to and that gave you a lot of feedback?
Yeah, I really like we did one at the pool club last year when we were kind of partnered up with Sensi, which didn't end up working out just because they didn't have, they weren't able to service the local community as much as possible, so we kind of split from them. But the party was really great. We had a great turnout at Soul Buffalo, and that's why we're returning this summer to do a summer series. So that was really good because it just brought out a ton of people, and people were learning about it. But also, we had a great panel discussion a couple months ago on marketing and branding in the industry, kind of do's and don'ts. We had Thomas Spanos, the cannabis attorney, as well as John Doe, kind of a branding expert, and so they would talk about things and answer questions from the crowd. And I got a lot of feedback from that, saying, well, first of all, people we get new people each time at these events, and we would get the feedback of, wow, this was really great. It's nice to see a professional event kind of going on like this with some great information. And there's some people do that, like Triple kills it with their thing every year, which is great. And
It's great to have
Melissa
people
up there is
really-
just
yeah.
rock star. But there are some professional ones, but to get that feedback from people who are coming for the first time is really good. So those are always nice.
Those are huge, yeah. Especially when you're adding the different components, the different expertise into the industry. It's only helping everybody. So if anyone can walk away with just a little nugget of advice, like that goes a long way.
Yeah, that's it. That's worth it, right? If I got one person that walks away and is like either sparks an idea or they make it a connection. We actually got a feedback from our summer kickoff event that we had to switch it over from Soul Buffalo to Hartman's, which they were awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, with allowing us to kind of come in and kind of take over. But one of our members who comes all the time, he said that he had an issue that he found somebody to help him with. I think it was with trimming or something like that, but he's a grower and he found somebody through the network, and he told one of our board members that, because if it wasn't for this group, I wouldn't have found that connection.
I love that.
And saved a ton of money, a headache and everything. So it's those kinds of things where it's like, yes, this works.
And like if you think about it too, the best people in the industry are not the most marketed. They're
Right.
not the best brand.
Yeah.
Like what's showcasing, what's flashy. Like it really is just meeting the people and being like, okay, does this fit my business model? Does this fit what I need to do? Does this add value to my organization? And then by being able to talk to people, it's like, oh, you're exactly who I need.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
to talk to people.
Yeah,
right?
it's
And-
huge.
And that's where, especially, like, listen, I'm all for AI, I'm all for technology advancements and things like that, but at the end of the day, the people behind the computers, so why don't we step out and talk to one another, and that's how you can really find out, like, who you need
Yeah.
and do business with them. So.
In general, the plan's kind of like a get outside, get out and chat with people and get to know the community, which I think is huge.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I always think that there's so many people that want to give good in the community, and so you can really chat with everyone, and they're willing to give their expertise. Like
Yeah.
no one's really like holding it back. They're like, hey, let's chat. So it's really nice to exchange ideas.
Yeah, because we all have to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's so much trying to be pushed down in the industry that it's you can't really have that crabs in a bucket mentality of pulling each other down. We really kind of all need to win because there's so many regulations and things like that. So the more people win and the more we grow the economy here, the more people will win. It's not going to be just like, it's not a zero-sum game. You just have one winner. So it's better that we all do it. So sharing the knowledge and sharing connections and sharing things, that's why we do this. That's everything.
Especially as things are so rapidly changing. And they're not as rapidly as before. Sometimes it's too slowly changing. But either way, there's the change that needs to be dealt with, and that needs to be known of in order to stay on top of things, which I think is really important.
Yeah, and that's where we're adding some of the stuff on our website of like up-to-date blog posts of like, this is changing and different things like that. That therefore people can kind of go to our website as a point of reference, as a North Star in the industry to say, oh, I need some information for the industry. Where do I go?
Yes.
They can start at Buffalo Cannabis Network, and then hopefully that branches out to where they can get something that is really beneficial for them.
That's awesome. So kind of like an overall jump off point for the cannabis industry. Like start here, navigate up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you'll solve your problems.
Yeah, exactly. So we hopefully they start there, and then they're like, oh yeah, I really want to get into the cannabis industry, and you want to start, I want to get working in it, and they can, oh, look at StaffBuffalo is part of it, and they can contact you guys, so therefore they go through to get to somebody they need to get to, or get the information they need.
Yeah, we always have our career chats and stuff too, so if anyone ever wants to join those and ask some questions about how to get into different industries, specifically the cannabis industry, is really helpful. So,
Cool.
yeah. Now, how do people find you? How do people find the Buffalo Cannabis Network?
So it's usually Instagram, Buffalo Cannabis Network on Instagram, as well as buffalocannabisnetwork.com. It's pretty simple. My email is steve@buffalocannabisnetwork.com. So those are the three main ways to kind of get a hold of us.
Yep.
And then just come to an event.
Yeah.
Come
to the event.
Yeah. Find out a lot of them.
And it's
like,
$1 to become a member.
Yeah.
So it's member exclusive, but it's only $1 to join as an individual member. And of course, there's corporate memberships where you get more benefits. But in general, just sign up for the $1, get all the emails, go to the events. They're a great time, good people.
Exactly. Yeah, the $1 was to really just set it so that we can have all of our events private.
Yep.
dollar gets you into the coffee and networking, gets you onto the newsletter, maybe get a little swag that we'll put out there. But it's really, just to make sure the events are private, to have that shield of protection for us in the industry. But the key is to just get on and come to an event. I mean, some are very low cost. All these ones in the summer are free and open to the public, just because we want to really connect as many people as possible to existing businesses within the industry and make it that new normal that people should be used to, right? If you go to an event, if you go to your friend's cookout, that you can bring some infused beverages or a joint or something like that. So it's really more about just making these things normal. So come to an event, email, get more information on the website, as well as Instagram.
Awesome.
Well, thanks so much for coming in today.
Of course, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Pain Points podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to follow us so you never miss out on future episodes.